And Mina, you can tell everyone a little bit about yourself, but let me just start off by saying she's our new sales manager. It's a big role, but it's a new role. So we will get through figuring out everything that we want from the position. She's going to be there to support and assist all of you agents. And we're going to do some really great things now that we have Salesforce. We'll be able to um, do, find out our conversion rates and lots of great stuff out of Salesforce. So we figured we'd better bring in the body to help us do all that. And she's going to help with training and supporting. And I think it's a great role for her, and I think she's going to do great in it. So welcome, Mina. And I'm going to let you talk for a minute. Just maybe tell everybody a little bit about your previous experience.
Yeah, for sure. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for having me. I'm super excited to be here. Tina speaks very highly about you all. And I did meet some of you yesterday. So thanks for the warm welcome. But yeah, a little bit about myself. I mostly did land vacations at the Travel Corporation, dealing with brands like Trafalgar, Insight, and Kentucky. So I am new to the cruising world, and there's a lot to learn, but I'm excited to just kind of get into it. And I know, yeah, it'll take some time, but we can do it. And let me think what else I want to share about myself. I feel like I'm talking really fast. But yeah, my background is mostly in sales and training. I am very familiar with Salesforce, so I'm excited to work with it again. And yeah, it'll be great.
I can see a huge smile on Nuni's face that she's very happy that you're here.
Oh, yay. I can't see you, but hi. Oh, yay. We're united.
All right, we love that.
Awesome.
So if you haven't already scheduled a meeting with Mina, please do so. Just 15 minutes sometime this week would be great, just to kind of tell her what you do. And yeah, so that would be great. Then she can get to know all you guys. All
Looking
right.
forward to
Okay.
it.
On to Salesforce. We are so close. Yes, we are behind. If anyone is asking, we are about 4 weeks behind the original planned date. But we are so close. And Rick has been amazing. Every meeting, Vuk has been having Rick walk through the system. Rick is going to be our resident expert. Would you have thunk? We'll all be going to Rick for IT advice after this.
No, you go to Mina. You go to Mina.
So Vuk's been having Rick walk through it so that he can, walk through it with the agent perspective and about how we will build, clients and trips, which is very exciting. So we are going to try. I know we're still reeling from Black Friday and sales are still kind of high. We are going to try to attempt to do some more Salesforce testing this week. So please, if you have a minute, we are getting those logins all set up. Jump in there and just that you can't break anything. Just once you get your login, just log in and start playing around and see if you can actually set things up. It's not designed a whole lot different than VCRM, but it looks a whole lot different than VCRM. And then December 8th and 10th, these meetings are critical that you make sure that you're at if you can. I know a couple of people have already told me there's, they might not be in town or whatever. We will be recording. So then hoping you guys can watch them after, because we're actually going to have a full meeting on Rick walking through an entire reservation. And then the next meeting, I believe you guys are all going to go through and do the entire reservation as well. So very critical as we're coming in very close. And, once we flick the switch, you won't have a choice. Like, we will be out of VCRM and into Salesforce, and we will need to learn it. I mean, it's not an optional, like kind of Cruise Complete was for you guys, as much as I want us to use Cruise Complete. And I'm going to definitely make it so it works better and you guys want to use Cruise Complete, but right now we do not have a choice with Salesforce. This is where we will be keeping our records once we make that decision of the date that the switch is flipped. Okay, so the only other thing that I wanted to throw out there, I know Luke posted it this week, is, and I know Mitch would love to see one of us host this, but there is a really great sailing on the Harmony, and I don't think we got any bookings on it unless any of you can tell me otherwise. Luke posted the Harmony. It's in January of 2028, and a person could technically do all 4 stops at Perfect Days or Royal Beach Clubs. So I'm almost debating adding in the price of the Royal Beach Club onto the price, like if we did a like an add-on, and then we would say it includes all 4. But that if somebody wants to host that, I have a feeling that sailing, once that information catches on, is going to be a huge seller. So that might be something that somebody wants to consider hosting. It sounds amazing. Like for me, as you guys know, for the most part, I don't even get off in the Caribbean. But if I was doing that sailing, I would definitely get off. Unfortunately, I have a husband that doesn't like the beach. So for me, that doesn't make sense to host it, although I would love to.
What was the date, Tina?
Luke, do you know, is it January 18th?
Yeah, I think so.
It's on the Harmony. It's out of Florida. And literally, Perfect Day Mexico, Perfect Day Coco Cay, Beach Club Mexico, Beach Club Nassau.
2027.
2028.
2028. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So if you guys, if you want to throw your hat in the ring, send me an email, and we'll go from there. If I have a host, I will book more rooms if I can. But right now, I think we just have 16 rooms. Plus TLN space. All right, that's all I got. Linda, what have you got?
So email went out this morning. There's a new Royal Caribbean offer starting on the 4th. So this one is exclusive to a select few Canadian partners, so us being one of them. So it's up to 150 USD onboard credit depending on length of sailing, plus an elite VIP package that includes sparkling wine, chocolate dipped strawberries, cheese plate, bottle of wine, and 2 bottles of Evian. And then they're entered in a chance to win a holiday bonus, which would be one of 50 Voom packages. But that's not just from our bookings, that's from like all the agencies that are participating. And then there was an agent incentive with that as well. I have to check and see what it was because I don't have that on my stuff. I'm assuming it went out to everybody. So the agent incentive is for every booking made, you'll be entered into a draw. The grand prize, there's 2 $50 cruise credits towards your own cruise vacation. And then for each territory, so like for Mitch's territory, there'll be 1 draw for an Apple AirPods, 1 business meeting lunch with Sam plus $200 social media marketing fund, 1 holiday gift basket valued at $100, and 1 $75 Tango gift card. So both user or like end user client offer, and then an agent incentive as well. We got the code from TLN. Well, we didn't, it's not plug and play. So we have Thinker working on getting the coding ready to embed the agent profiler profiles onto our website. So you'll each have your own page that has your agent profile in it. So if your profile is not complete, Carrie, or not done, Sherry, or not updated, anyone else, you should really get working on that, because those, if they're not done or they're not up to date, that's what the public's going to see. So we want to make sure
Yep.
that those are done. If you need help with some writing or nuancing, Holly can help with that for sure. She will work it into her schedule, but don't go to her the day before we go live and say, like, I need you to help me rewrite this, because it may not work with all the other stuff we have going on. So just give her some time if you think you're going to need some help, and she would be happy to help with that. So that's an exciting change that is coming up. Cruisemas kicked off today with the first message from Mitch. Hopefully everybody submitted their videos to Amy. I asked her, I had a couple outstanding, and I reached out to those people, and if hopefully they submitted, or they won't be in our Cruisemas videos, but those are starting today, running until the 13th. We are in the process of getting all of our suppliers of the month booked in. Right now we have Sandra in January, so on the 30th I'm going to add it to the calendar, but on the 30th we'll do our team meeting with her. It's going to be a fun meeting. She can do some games, and the theme is sparkle into the new year. So wear your sparkliest New Year's outfit. There might be some prizes, I heard. And then we have, I believe it is Holland America in February, and March, I believe, is Amma Waterways. So that's sort of our first part coming up, and then we're just negotiating with everybody else. We have added a whole bunch of other opportunities to our marketing ops, and I can share that file in the chat if people are interested in it. If they're not, then you don't have to look. But
Just as a side note, we did put it out there that the cruise lines, if they wanted to offer 500 USD for someone to sail during Supplier of the Month on their cruise line, and a couple of them have agreed to it, and actually Karen got it for January, so she's going to be on a Celebrity Edge class ship. I can't remember which one, and so she got 500 USD towards her cruise, and all she has to do is post every day and do one video.
Yeah, there are requirements, and it can't be hosted, but if you're interested, I'll actually put those the host, you know what, I'll put all of it up on Teams, and you can access it there if you want to take a look at it, what's involved as far as what the expectation is for anybody doing the $500 if the cruise line offers it, and then what our other marketing ops are. So we are launching a podcast in January, mid-January. We're going to start podcasting. So there'll be Vacations for Canadians, the podcast. So we're excited about that. And other than that, I mean, lots going on as far as lots of offers, lots of promotions, lots of everything. We're already kind of looking ahead to the new year as far as like what we can do from a marketing perspective. But I think that's kind of it for me, unless
let me just wrap up that Linda has put together a fantastic yearly opportunity for suppliers. They can literally buy in from Supplier of the Month for 500 US to start, or they can go all the way up. We've developed 3 packages, and then she's created a ton of really exciting new add-ons that they can add on to. So, I mean, we had some right off the bat that signed up for everything. What are we talking? Like, it was like 8,000 US. So, and they're still chomping at the bit to even give us more, if we can come up with more opportunities. So very excited about that. These suppliers really want a piece of us. And it's a win-win situation. So they're giving us some advertising money, which is growing us, which is then in turn turning them to want to work with us even more. So very exciting.
Oh, and just to add to that, so the Celebrity Onboard Credit Offer and any other ones like that, we're not going to be submitting through forms to the suppliers with those anymore, because what has happened, in the beginning when we didn't have a good tracking system and everybody was, getting their feet wet in their positions. We're 2 years later and we have, things come back where people are like, well, is this on bird credit on there? Or, they thought they were getting this or getting that. And then because we didn't have a good tracking system, or sometimes it went directly to the BDM, we don't have that information, or we have to try and track it down. So moving forward, we're going to make sure that all of the supplier offers that are from the BDMs that have to be managed or sent to them so that they can add it to a booking that doesn't go on automatically, like through the system, will be done through us. We'll give you an opportunity to check to make sure nobody got missed. Admin will check it to make sure the bookings qualify. So, we had a few that didn't qualify, and the expectation is the agents know what the terms and conditions are as far as, number of sailings, type of stateroom, if it's applicable to certain sailings, if it's, like the last Celebrity one didn't include exciting rates or transatlantics or other ones. So we just are trying, or other ones. So we're just trying to get ahead of the ball so that it's not a year and a half later us trying to figure out what went wrong. Like if we recognize that something didn't qualify or there's an issue, we're going to let you know right away. And then it'll be up to you how you manage that with your client if they didn't qualify and it was put on the sheet. And if it's an issue from the BDM perspective, at that point, then we can say, yeah, we've ticked all our boxes and made sure everything was there, and they didn't enter it, or it didn't get applied, or whatever the case may be, and then it's easier for us to go to them. So.
On that note, we are not normally going to have admin check them, but we are this time because Sandra reached out to me yesterday to say congratulations. We literally booked just with the $100 one, $900,000 in sales for Celebrity just during that $100 period. And there was a lot of suites. So she was very happy with us. But she also said that if something doesn't qualify, she's not going to let us know, that she's literally sending in the whole report. And so I said to Linda, rather than deal with us in 2 years where we're trying to backtrack, we're going to have admin go through them, but that might not normally be the case. Like Linda said, you are responsible for the TNC. So we are going to go through and look for those exciting deals or the onboard bookings or the transatlantics or the transpacifics, just to make sure that that everything qualifies. Otherwise, it'll be up to you guys to figure that out with your clients. But congratulations on that. That was really fantastic. Like to book almost $1 million. Actually, it was $1 million because there was a lot of US stuff in there too. And we calculated at, the same rate.
Hey, Linda. Just want to say great job.
Yes.
Marketing is doing a great job. The whole team. Just want to say thanks, and we appreciate everything you guys are doing.
I agree. Great job.
Oh, thanks. Well, thanks to my team. Well, sorry, Noonie, I'm gonna pop you off for a second. I'm gonna put Holly on since she's part of our marketing team. Yeah, it is a team effort, 100%. And Holly and Sherry are certainly taking on more of the day-to-day as I take on more of the strategic part of it, and they deserve
with more and more whiteboards and more calendars.
Honestly, my whiteboards, I got a new one, and today I'm going to the dollar store for my second calendar for just promotions.
They sell big ones at Amazon.
But it is a team.
Yeah, she's going to do the big one. Yeah.
Yeah, everyone deserves a big shout out. Sherry, Holly, Liam's been helping us behind the scenes. Amy, who's not here, has been doing great work for our videos. So, we all shine together.
Agreed. Definitely a team effort. And it's all coming together for sure. Okay. Kayla, what you got?
I don't have a lot of news. As usual, I don't really have a lot of news. I did have just a suggestion with everybody. We've noticed that there's a handful of final payments that are still due and like we're at the final hour. So I was thinking that maybe right now we use VCRM, so we're limited to having 2 auto emails set up for final payment reminders. I'm not sure if that's the case for Salesforce, and we are able to add additional ones. But I was thinking about currently they go out automatically 2 weeks prior to the final payment date and 1 week prior to the final payment date, and then admin in that last week is also kind of chasing it if they're still outstanding. So it's a lot of emails going to the client in that final week if they're not submitting their credit card details. So I was thinking of extending those reminders and starting them 3 weeks prior and then 2 weeks prior automatically, and then within that final week having admin manually for the time being send out reminders to them every other day, essentially, because right now I think we have 5 or 6 that are due today, and we're not able to get in touch with the client by email or phone. So I just wanted to get everyone's
I think we
thoughts.
can definitely do whatever we need to in Salesforce. I don't think we're limited to, but I do like the idea. Like, I like the idea of like maybe day 3 prior, day 2 prior, day 1 prior. You know, here's your last chance to make payment. And then maybe, because we often find people are on vacation, maybe we do need to start 3 weeks ahead.
I think it's a good idea.
So if everyone's okay, I'm going to make the shift on everybody because they come from your emails directly, those auto emails. So I'm going to shift those from being 14 and 7 days prior to 21 and 14. And
you're changing it in VCRM right now?
I can.
I would just leave VCRM. Like, we're going to be in Salesforce in the next couple of weeks.
Okay. So I'll just talk with Luke's team and see if he can push.
But I don't think that we're limited. Like, I would do 21, 14, 7, 3, 2, 1.
Okay. Okay, perfect.
Well, the last week the agents are getting involved. At least I am. So call. And
Yeah, it just so that nobody's like panicking the final hour when we still haven't received credit card details and they're due by end of day, and we leave it like our support staff leaves at 5. So then it's just everybody trying to make arrangements, and it becomes a little bit challenging. So I will talk to Vuk's team. Other than that, I don't really have too much. I'm kind of trying to deal with like outstanding commissions. We're coming to the end of the year. What is outstanding for payments and just a bunch of accounting stuff, software stuff.
Yeah, on that note of commissions, we went through and printed what we're still outstanding with Nexion, like what hasn't even traveled yet. And we found some out later in 2026 that I was kind of concerned about because I wasn't planning on staying with Nexion through 2026. So, Kayla, I know that's on your plate right now to look into. I think we're going to have to look into whether we can cancel and rebook. Because I'd like to be out of Nexion by mid-year at the latest. And they're all over us. When are we done? When are we done? When are we done? I don't know why they're all over us, but they are.
I've had a lot of booking. Like, I was able to talk to them and figure out any commissions that we had outstanding that I was able to track down with the supplier and they're fixing, or we just didn't have it.
Yeah, I'm talking about bookings that are later though, like that we haven't even looked at yet.
Yeah, I got that list. I still need to go through it today.
Okay, thank you. So I do have a couple more things that popped into my head as we were sitting here talking. So I've heard some feedback that people are upset that we've lost our exclusive rates on the website. And while I don't think there's anything we can do about it, I think we can put a temporary solution in. So I was thinking about creating a Google Doc. Maybe we can just throw the link on that website and then they can go in that Google Doc and we'll just have it uneditable. Unfortunately, that means that we might be still updating pricing in those spreadsheets. But I don't think we need to put the book now. I don't think we need to do the deep links at this point. I guess, we're not really doing the deep links anyways. We're waiting for Revelix to get back to us with the contract. And then we'll hopefully expose the funnel and life will become a lot easier. But I do have a client that was quite upset with us last night, needed to talk to me, has to plan their 2027 year out. And this is how they plan their year out. So, and I've heard other feedback that other clients were upset too. So thinking we'll come up with some sort of a, temporary solution, just throwing in a Google Doc on the website.
What was the issue that made us want to take it off?
It broke. It literally broke. We couldn't use it.
Oh.
And we went to Diego, we went to Sean at Thinker, like everybody was trying to fix it, and we were just throwing tons of money at everyone trying to fix it, and it wasn't fixable. We literally just, I think, outgrew the system.
Was it the links or what was it? I don't
The
understand
tables.
No, it's the tables, Rick. So the way the system works, it's in Sheets, and then they pull the bookings, and there's this app that connects and pulls content, and then we update stuff. And so what was happening with that is somewhere along the way, every time it changed something, it added weird formatting that we couldn't even see into the tables. And then what's that?
The Zap was.
Yeah, so then that formatting was like hidden formatting, so we couldn't easily identify like where the issue was. And so we would update the list on the website through the WP tables because it feeds directly, and because there was formatting in it, it breaks the page and you can't do anything. It basically becomes unresponsive, and then we would have to go back, and Sean would go and try and figure out where the problem was. He would download it and like make a clean copy and try it, and then it would work. But we can't have multiple copies going. So that's kind of where we were at.
What if you just put a link to a spreadsheet?
Well, the problem is we got a lot of data in that spreadsheet. That's none of their business. Mm-hmm. So I'm probably going to need to make a copy of that spreadsheet, and then it won't be getting updated. But I will warn the clients, like, this is only good for, you'll have to get a new one if you're not looking at it this week. But this specific client that's really upset with us, she books a lot of cruises. And so I said, I will figure something out today. I will get her. Someone's knocking at my door. I will get her the data.
But you should be able to link specific data to another Excel spreadsheet. And when you update the main spreadsheet, the link sheet automatically updates.
Yeah, you can set up those formulas in there. I just don't know that I don't know how much work is involved in doing that, and who would take care of setting up those sheets. And I also don't know like how many updates we're gonna be doing before we get to Revelx either. So that's not a me question, because I just take the content and make sure it gets on the website. That's more of a Kayla question, I think, and eventually I guess Amina question, because she'll be involved in that. But yeah, I know you can do like the equals and do between cells and stuff, but I just don't know. Well, that's the thing. I don't know how long that would take to set up and do.
There's also a lot of we have a lot of new contracts that haven't been priced because it kind of broke at the same time. That's where we identified that there was an issue. So it's probably easier just to do a simple copy and paste and say it stops on this date, and we'll have a solution soon.
Right. Like I'm thinking 2027, I'll do a copy of 2027. This specific client only wants 2027. I'll send her the link. I mean, I'm not sure we're going to publish it anywhere. I got to think about this because it all just kind of came to a head last night, but
I didn't get any complaints at all.
No, good. Okay.
Yeah. I was going to say, if it's a specific
website visited or web page. Okay. We haven't got final numbers for November yet, but I wanted to say congratulations. We are up, just with looking at yesterday's numbers. We are, we're up 92% over last year. Last month I told you we were up 70% and that wasn't going to stick. We are now up 92%. So, wow, what a month. I was like cursing Black Friday for the last couple of days. But fantastic job, everybody, because, we haven't really grown our staff by 92%. So that's, that's pretty impressive that we were able to come up with that. A couple of other key numbers that you might want to know about is our cancellations are at 11% so far this year, and last year they were at 21%. So another great job, selling people, locking them in, and, cancellations are going to happen. That's just the reality of it. Sometimes people can't go for whatever reason, but as much as we can minimize it, when it was at 25%, it was kind of, soul sucking, because you put all that work in and then, a quarter of the work you put in has to be canceled. But yeah. And then was there another number I wanted to share with you? Yeah, fees are at 5.85% this year. Last year they were at 4.65. So we're up in fees as well. So that's fantastic. All good news. We did hire a land agent, and I know I told you guys in the email, but she decided yesterday that this wasn't the job for her. So we've moved on. We are still going to be looking for a land agent, and we are still looking for another cruise agent. So yeah, I interviewed somebody last week and he had a great personality, but honestly, I think we need somebody that knows the world, especially, for both positions. And that's kind of, hard to find, somebody who travels the world and wants to work. So, it's a very unique requirement that we are looking for, but we will continue to look. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm opening it up. Does anybody else have anything they want to bring up? Any good news? Any challenges?
We've been trying to clean up the remainder of those suites that are still out there.
Yeah.
Carrie, Karen, and I did a bunch last night.
Cool.
A big bunch last night.
Wow, that's awesome. I love to hear that.
Yeah. So we still have, look at my notes here, 2 sunsets on April 1st.
Yeah.
That's on the Canadian side. And on the US side, we have February 5th and 19th.
Yeah.
There.
I'm surprised Matt hasn't posted, to be honest, the February 5th, because I've left that for him because that's his hosted. So maybe I'll reach out and ask him. But I know I'm so proud of him right now. He's actually been passing his leads on, which he's never done in the past. So, people are actually going to get taken care of while he's running around taking care of all the people on his birthday cruise. So, yeah, that's good. Is he in this? I don't even think he's on this call.
No.
And then I was dealing with some of his issues yesterday too, but that's something that I do for, if you're running a hosted, I'm here for you.
On that note, with the suites, they've been allocated and we can't unallocate them in the group space. So once that deposit due date comes, those are going to be recalled, and then we just go down to the other inventory that's in that group. So the sooner those are booked and deposited, the better.
Yep. 30 days from when we took out those groups.
On that note, so I was talking to Rick this morning, because they went so fast, I feel like there's going to be a few buyer remorse type things, because it is 2028. I'm wondering, because these went so fast and we don't want to lose them, if we want to start a waiting list.
Yeah. So what I would do, so the way I've always handled this, especially if it's a refundable, is if a client calls and they want to cancel it, I would ask them, can we have 48 hours to try and resell it? And then that way we put on the new deposit before we take off the old deposit. And that way we don't lose the space.
Okay. Because I have people waiting now.
Oh, okay. So that's good to know. So Kayla, or actually Mina, why don't you start a spreadsheet, a Google sheet, and Kayla can work with you on all the dates that we had. We were able to grab these suites at exclusive rates, which Sandra said she got so many phone calls from other agents asking how we did that. And Sandra's like, they just use the system. Like, it's no secret. But I think because we scooped them all up, there were none left. But anyways, if the two of you can work together on a spreadsheet for a wait list, that would be great.
So if we do what you suggested, like get the new name in at the same time we take out the old name, do they hold, in this case, $1,400 bonus savings, or it become the new bonus savings of the day?
You just change the names. There's nothing happens.
Oh, beautiful. That's what we need to do. Yeah.
That's what's going to be the kicker is, You just have to change. You can double name change in group space, not on the non-refunds. Those non-refundables, I don't know what would happen with.
And they'll still get the OBC, right?
They'll still get everything. You're just name changing.
So how does the deposit work for the new clients? Just switch the credit card, make a new deposit, and then
So you
refund
make
the
a
old one?
second deposit, and then request the first deposit be refunded.
Okay.
And we all know with Celebrity, what's going to happen is it's still going to stay on the old person's cruise profile, cruise planner. Just ignore it. Like once we take their names off, it still keeps showing up for some reason. I don't know why Celebrity has that. But, and then when the people actually get on the ship, it might say, welcome, Joe and Gina, you know, Mike and Jane.
Yeah.
That's happened to Barry and I before.
The other thing, and I think this is more for agents, to make it fair, because if it is a waiting list, like we've already allocated under our names. So I don't know what you guys feel is fair, because if we just go by a waiting list, it may say Rick has a cancellation and I get the next cabin. Do we want to share the commission? Do we want to just pass it off, or do we want whoever booked it first keep the commission? I'm not sure what you guys feel.
No, I think if it gets passed off to the new agent.
That's right.
Even though, okay,
That's
but they may have someone on the waiting list.
Like it happens all the time. Like where we,
Okay.
like it's no different than, say, for example, like Matt's got this Viking hosted. Rick looks into it. Rick gets the commission, even though it's Matt's group. Like to me, it's the person booking it that gets the commission.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's your client, Carrie. So.
I know, but I feel if you had someone on the waiting list and I bumped your person, because if we did do that waiting list, we've never really done that before.
So Rick posted something yesterday, Carrie, and you sold it?
Well, he posted, there was a lot of cabins available, so that was a little bit.
Okay. But I mean, that's just the nature of the business, right? He posts it and your client reaches out to you and books it, then it's your commission.
Okay.
It all balances out at the end.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, I guess so. You're right.
I mean, if you guys make side deals, I mean, I don't encourage it.
I would, I'm okay with whatever we agree on.
Mhm.
I just wanted to throw it out there in case someone had a different opinion.
So right now there's no cancellations left. They're all new. So.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody have anything else?
We have a draw to do.
So this is going to be Mina's job going forward, right, guys? Was Mina involved in this draw today?
No, I just did the report this morning because
Okay, so Kayla, next month then make sure you loop her in to show her.
yeah.
But we do this draw every month, Mina. This is usually it's the supplier of the
So
month.
there was a lot of. What's that?
I was just saying it's normally supplier
Can
of the
you
month.
see
But this month, it's oh my god!
Holy.
Some people had over 100 bookings. Like it's crazy because this was for overall
Yeah,
sales.
so
We didn't have any supplier of the
Needless to
month.
say, thank you, ChatGPT, for like making the list for me. So you can't really tell. You won't really know until it pops up the name who's gonna win. But it's for $100 bonus commission.
What
Well,
color am I cheering for?
Oh, somebody won. Oh, he's not even here.
Nah.
Respin. No, just joking.
All right. There we go.
Also,
It's
Matt.
He was one
Matt
of the
and-
over 100.
Also, Matt and Rick tied for the most agent reviews in November, so they both got a $25 Amazon gift card today.
Congratulations.
Yay, thank you.
Great job.
Okay. Anything else? All right. Well, if that's it, we will get back to our million things that we still have to do today. And we'll see you online, guys. Bye.
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 Bye, everyone.